What is your first name and where are you from?
Nina from Maryland.
I'm Tracy from Australia.
Marjorie, and I'm from Virginia.
My name is Tanya, and I'm from Buffalo, New York.
My name's Alyssa, and I live in Germantown, Maryland.
My name is Steven, and I'm from Great Falls, Virginia.
Jeff, and from Virginia.
I'm Gary, and I'm from Baltimore, Maryland.
Jennifer, Houston, Texas.
My name's Ken, and I'm from Frederick, Maryland.
Emily from New York.
Jordy, and I'm from Michigan.
Robert from Baltimore, Maryland.
My name is Melissa, and I'm from Boston Spa, New York.
Julie, and I'm from Gainesville, Virginia.
Rob from Frederick, Maryland.
Bambi, Pennsylvania.
I'm Paul, and I'm from Connecticut.
Angela, Lewisburg, North Carolina.
My name is Sharon, and I'm from Virginia.
My name is Cheryl. I'm from New Jersey.
Do you remember a tick bite?
I've been bitten by ticks hundreds of times.
No. I believe I was bitten by a tick at about 4 years of age.
Yes.
No, I don't remember a tick bite. I think I actually got it from my cat.
No.
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 No, I don't.
Yes. I don't remember having a tick bite. However, I was hiking twice in the week prior to getting ill.
I don't. I was actually born with Bartonella.
Nope.
No.
No, I don't.
Yes.
No.
No, I never remember a tick bite, and I've never even remember seeing a tick on me.
Yes.
No, I don't remember having a tick bite.
Did you have a bullseye rash?
No.
No.
No, I did not.
Nope.
Not that I'm aware of.
Nope, I didn't.
No.
I had a rash all over my body for about 2 months.
No.
I did not have a bullseye rash.
I did not.
No.
No.
Nope.
No.
Nope.
No.
No.
Never.
No, I never had a rash.
No. I didn't have a bullseye rash, but I did have a rash on my chest and my torso.
How long were you sick before you were diagnosed with Lyme disease?
Over 15 years.
About 2 years.
It's almost 7 years.
About 6 months.
I was sick for about 14 years before I was diagnosed.
I was sick for 29 years before I was diagnosed with Lyme.
4 years. I was sick 4 years.
12 years.
I was sick for 6 months before I got my diagnosis.
About 2 weeks.
2 to 4 years.
At least 3.5 years that we know of, probably closer to 4 or more.
Since I was born.
34 years, I believe.
Couple years.
I was having symptoms for around 5 or 6 years before I was diagnosed.
Almost 2 years.
Almost 8 months.
7 months.
17 years.
A year.
My early symptoms were probably about 5 years ago when it started, but then I got really sick about 1.5 years before I was diagnosed.
How many doctors did you see before you were diagnosed?
3.
I believe I've seen about 30 doctors in Australia.
Probably maybe 6 or more.
My primary care doctor sent me to about 5 specialists before I finally found my way to a naturopath that diagnosed me.
Over 30 in the first 3 years.
Over 30.
About 25.
At least 24 doctors.
1.
I saw 8 doctors before being diagnosed.
Dozens.
42.
Probably 4 or 5. It took a psychiatrist to diagnose it. It was a psychiatrist who suspected Lyme and ran the blood work, and it came back positive. My primary care doctor said, "I think this is in your head," and sent me to a psychiatrist, and it turned out to be the psychiatrist who discovered it was Lyme.
My primary doctor farmed me out to about 20 different doctors, including oncologists, hematologists, gastroenterologists, you name it, and I saw them and no one could find the cause of my illness.
I saw 5 doctors before I was diagnosed.
1.
Around 30.
Primary doctor, rheumatologist, endocrinologist, several emergency room visits.
I saw 4 doctors.
What were your primary symptoms?
Pelvic pain, numbness in my hands, sweats, started with flu-like symptoms, eye issues, had some cardiac stuff, some meningitis.
Mine migrated. It started with viral meningitis. Got peripheral neuropathy, numbness in my hands and feet, migraines, joint pain, gut problems, kind of you name it, and I seem to get it in different places.
Joint pain, muscle pain, nerve pain, electroshock sensations, memory loss, brain fog.
I had shortness of breath, I had muscle weakness, I had sweating, I had brain fog, terrible brain fog, severe fatigue.
Thyroid symptoms of hypothyroid, dizzy, fogginess of the head, lightheaded, head pressure.
Flu-like symptoms and pain and more pain.
Extreme fatigue, severe headaches, neck aches, joint pain, frozen shoulder in both my shoulders with no range of motion, numbness. The entire right side of my body was numb.
Exhaustion, achiness, aching joints, pain in my hip, pain in my shoulder.
I used to be dizzy.
Muscle pain, joint pain, fatigue, dizziness.
I had anger problems, some joint problems, ADHD for sure, brain fog issues.
I couldn't walk. I don't remember a lot of it. I couldn't even stay awake. I couldn't hold a pencil. I couldn't do anything. I was just not functioning.
Muscle fatigue, general fatigue, brain fog.
Shoulder pain, arm pain, neck pain. I had surgery.
Extreme knee pain. Couldn't walk, couldn't get out of bed.
Fatigue, sleep, too much sleep, loss of breath from babesia, and numbness. I had numbness in both legs and feet. My feet are still completely numb.
Fatigue, nerve damage, just general pain.
Bilateral joint pain in my knees, my hands, and my feet, and fatigue, basically just extreme fatigue. What's the brain fog, which I'm having right now.
I had a fever every day for 6 months. The left side of my face went paralyzed. I had arthritis in my hands, extreme fatigue, muscle pain, joint pain.
Chest pain, and I was diagnosed with pericarditis, and I also had lots of vision floaters and some fatigue.
Chronic fatigue, joint pain, headaches, blurry vision.
First I started off like I had the flu with a UTI on top, then I started getting pain everywhere, and it just wouldn't get better no matter what they did.
I was diagnosed with fibromyalgia, chronic fatigue, arthritis.
Fibromyalgia, osteoarthritis.
No, they just kept telling me they didn't know what was wrong with me.
Rheumatoid arthritis.
Hashimoto's thyroiditis and adrenal fatigue.
Chronic fatigue syndrome.
Arthritis, old age.
frozen shoulder, Hashimoto's thyroid disease.
I heard I had lupus. I heard I might have leukemia, fibromyalgia, chronic fatigue syndrome.
They told me that I was crazy, and it was all in my head.
Yes, I was diagnosed with MS, fibromyalgia, chronic fatigue, lupus.
Chronic fatigue, lupus, fibromyalgia. They checked for cancers. They thought I was crazy. Psychological problems. They wanted me to see a psychologist.
Lupus and fibromyalgia and multiple sclerosis.
I had one doctor tell me I was crazy. I had another tell me I had lupus, chronic fatigue, fibromyalgia, MS.
Prostatidynia, chronic pelvic pain syndrome, depression. At one point my doctor wrote on the top of the chart, patient is OCD, because I had a wide range of symptoms. He thought I was just imagining it all.
I was diagnosed with multiple diseases through this whole trek, and that was part of the problem. I kept getting treated for one thing, and then that would resolve, and then I would come up with something else. Nobody seemed to look at the big picture. Everybody was looking at the individual problem.
How long have you been treating Lyme disease?
Started in December of 2008.
Since November of 2008.
12 years.
I've been treating Lyme disease for 2.5 years now.
5 months.
On and off over 10 years.
I've been treating for 4 years.
I've been now, I guess, 3 years.
2 years.
About a year and a month, so about 13 months.
Since 2005.
For 4 weeks.
A couple years.
2.5 years.
3 years.
I've been treating my Lyme disease for a year.
My treatment took 2 years.
I've been treating for just under 2 years.
For 2 years, sorry. 2 years.
I'm not treating. I had only been treated for 30 days in the past 7 years.
Do you still have symptoms of Lyme disease?
No.
I've been in remission a couple times. If I'm not careful with my health and taking care of myself, it comes back, and I've had 3 relapses.
Yes.
I do.
I have so many more symptoms than I had when I started.
I still have symptoms of Lyme, yes.
I still have symptoms, but every symptom that I have is probably like 60-70% better than it was a year ago.
Yes, I still have symptoms.
I still have symptoms every day.
No, I'm pretty much doing great.
I still have occasional brain fog. My fatigue has returned, but not at nearly the same strength.
I still have symptoms.
Yes.
Every day?
Yes.
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 Yeah.
Yes, I do.
Has your doctor been able to cure your Lyme disease?
No.
No, but long-term antibiotics do get me better.
I'll know if he's cured it. I just got another blood smear taken and had 20 vials of blood taken, so I'm supposed to get that back within the next month, and I'll know. My last 2 smears have been clean.
No, I don't see a Lyme doctor because I can't afford it.
No, I thought they did, but no.
Cure? Not yet. We're working on it.
He's been able to cure the Bartonella, but I still have Babesia.
No, there's no cure.
He puts it in remission, but it always comes back and flares up.
Not yet.
No, I've not been cured of Lyme.
No, but he's trying like heck.
No.
No.
Yeah, I think so.
Yes.
Cure, I wouldn't say cure, I would say it's in remission. But I feel like I'm symptom free.
My doctor has not been able to cure my Lyme disease, but my symptoms are improved probably 75% with treatment.
No, he hasn't been able to cure my Lyme disease. It can go away sometimes for months at a time, and then the symptoms come back. It doesn't ever seem to be gone for good.
A couple of friendships, and time. It took a lot of time for me.
Lyme has taken my career. It's taken a lot of my friends. It's pretty much taken everything from me.
I had to drop out of high school and get a GED, and I didn't have a social life, and I lost my whole teenage years. And I'm an artist and a musician, and I couldn't even hold a pencil, so I couldn't draw, and I couldn't play piano because I couldn't use my hands, and that's basically my life. So
just about everything.
A couple friends, but Lyme caused some anger problems, and that I've lost friends over that.
Almost everything. I used to play softball. I used to do demolition work, ripping buildings down. I can't do that anymore. I used to play golf. I ran around with my kids every day. I don't do nearly the things I used to do with my kids or my friends. More or less, it's turned my life upside down.
Lyme disease has taken away my work. I'm not able to work as much as I did before. My memory. It's hard for me to have confidence. I've developed some anxiety from it.
3 months prior to getting ill, I just graduated from law school, and I had just received my first teaching job at the university, and I was too ill to continue, and I had to give it up. After a year of treatment, I've just recently gone back to teaching.
My entire life.
It's taken my friends, some of my family, who thought that I was just a hypochondriac. It's taken part of my career. Haven't been able to do the things that I really wanted to do because of the lack of energy and money.
Lost a lot of family members that think it's all in my head. It's broken down my family unit. I used to be a preschool teacher, which I currently am not working at the moment because of Lyme disease.
I think it's taken a lot of my independence. I rely on my wife a lot more and other people a lot more than I used to.
A lot of my life it's taken. There's so many. There've been so many days I haven't been able to show up. The only thing I can do is show up for one thing, maybe a couple hours, and then I have to go home and sleep the rest of the day, literally. So it's taken away the connection with people. A lot of my hopes and dreams I've kind of had to put aside.
Everything. I used to play volleyball. I couldn't even imagine jumping today.
Oh, just about everything. My business is ready to go out. I've lost all kinds of friends, and I've spent the last year and a half, 2 years sleeping. So I really I haven't been able to do anything.
Taken my ability to do all of the sports that I used to play, and having energy to go 110% like I always have all through my life. I'm a go-getter, and it's really slowed me down considerably.
My life, my independence, my joy.
Lost my money, took away my job, I lost a lot of friends, relationships with family, relationships with a lot of close friends. It's affected me in every area of my life.
It took my 27-year teaching career from me. I had to go out on early retirement disability.
Lyme disease, it made me leave my job that I had for 15 years because of chest pain. I I don't make nearly as much money as I used to. I'm forced to work online because of the pain. I can't work in a physical job, so it's pretty much totally sidetracked the direction I was going in.
My daughter's health, my daughter's youth. Primarily my daughter's health and her joy.
Pursue treatment elsewhere, just so that you can get your life back.
They need to find themselves a new doctor that believes in Lyme and can treat them and try to help them, especially if it's Lyme symptoms.
Nothing's wrong with you. You're sick. They just don't know what they're doing. The doctors don't know what they're doing, and hang in there and find the right doctor.
I would tell them to read about Lyme disease first, and then I would tell them to find a doctor that understands Lyme disease and let him do a clinical observation.
I would tell them to find a good Lyme literate doctor and at least be evaluated, you know. It's crazy to go through after doctor after doctor after doctor and just be told that you're crazy. Just find a Lyme doctor and get tested, you know, at least find out for sure and get treated if you can.
I would tell them to get tested for Lyme and continue seeing doctors until they find out that it most likely is Lyme disease.
Well, I would say Lyme is a great masquerader. I would say it manifests itself differently in every person. I would say don't believe the test results, because a negative test doesn't mean you don't have it. And persevere to get an answer, and don't rule out Lyme, because it's very real and you don't want to mess with it.
I would advise them to try and seek a Lyme literate doctor.
You have to be your own doctor. You're not crazy, and there has to be someone out there that will listen to you eventually. Just don't give up.
So please go see a Lyme literate medical doctor.
Well, I would sigh, and I would tell them that it's going to be a long road. I would tell them it sounds like they have symptoms of Lyme disease, and I would direct them to the resources that I know of. And actually, I don't really have a doctor that I would solely recommend, but I would definitely point them to resources so that they can educate themselves and find the healer or doctor or assistance that they'll need.
I would tell them that they should be tested for Lyme disease and that antibodies against Lyme peak between 4 and 6 weeks. And so if you're being tested before or after this time, that you should really look into a clinical diagnosis and seeing a doctor that's literate in Lyme disease.
Lyme tests are not accurate, and if you feel you're not getting treated and you're still ill, do not ever give up. There is hope.
I would tell them to go see my doctor.
Trust your gut and don't give up. If you know there's something wrong with you, don't give up until you get an answer that seems right. It took me 29 years, but in my first 2-hour appointment with my doctor, he was able to explain every symptom that I had for 29 years with one diagnosis. And over the past 2.5 years, as I've gotten better, those symptoms are disappearing as well.
I would say keep pushing, keep questioning, and find a Lyme literate doctor who's going to help you.
I would say go to an LLMD. Get onto the Facebook chat and talk to people. Go to the Lyme websites and find out who the best doctors are in their area, and do not waste your time any longer.
I would say the doctors aren't testing properly for Lyme disease. I got tested twice for Lyme disease and it came back negative both times. And what they don't tell you is that test is only 40% accurate. and there are other tests that are much more accurate, and you're probably better off seeing a Lyme specialist to get these special tests. The testing that your primary doctors are using was never meant to diagnose Lyme disease. It was pretty much for the CDC to keep a track of how prevalent the disease is and not to diagnose patients. And all the doctors are using that as a diagnostic tool when it was never intended for that.
I would lead them to an LLMD and help them find an LLMD in their area so they can be diagnosed by someone who is familiar with Lyme. I would educate them about the inaccuracy of testing and why the medical establishment isn't very supportive of Lyme disease.
Get tested through IGeneX Labs, because I came up negative on the ELISA test in November of 2009, and in December of 2009 I was positive through IGeneX for Lyme, Babesia, and Bartonella.